What up?
Hi, Phil, the OG,
Hi, Nick.
Olive Garden of
Congratulations.
bowling.
I'm going to get this out of the way now. Congratulations on the Dodgers winning your World Series. It was really exciting to watch. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, did they win something?
I got that out of the way. Done.
Hmm.
I rehearsed
Dang.
that, by the way.
Dang. That
Yeah.
must have really hurt.
No, it didn't. I made money.
Why don't you turn your lamp on? It's too late now.
Is it?
Show's starting. Gotta wipe your nose. I wasn't gonna tell anything to you on pre-show
You had one job.
because you're an adult and you can figure things out on your own.
Forgot the lamp. So what's happening up there in Neverland?
We're already off to a poor start. Your lamp's off.
I know.
You lost the football pool again.
Not by much.
To the tiebreaker of the points.
I know.
Right.
We should have won.
Yeah.
It's because Dallas can't figure out how to put points on the board. Oh, we're the number one offense in the NFL. Mm-hmm.
That's the news. That's news to me.
Yeah.
Maybe you're turning your lamp off. Someone said in solidarity.
It is solidarity.
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 Solidarity. I just watched that movie last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my first day back. First day back to work, and since
I didn't know you were on vacation. That's how much you were missed. I didn't even notice you weren't working.
You called me like 2-3 times. I kept telling you.
I don't think you did.
But yeah, everybody was taking off for Halloween, so I took a halfer on Friday to get set up for Halloween because I was scaring the kids.
Yeah.
Giving out candies. Gave a lot of candy. Gave out like 125 full-size bars or 120 full-size. I forget how many come in the pack.
Did you scare any kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one picture of that they sent me where their kids just facing the camera and I'm in the background and they can't wait to get away. So yeah, I just dropped my friends off at the airport this afternoon.
Right.
Came back and back in the office now to try to get this show back into top form here.
Yeah, we are. We're right. Yeah, after the last couple of weeks, we're good. We had 2 good shows in a row.
That's right. We're on a streak. If we do a good show this week, that means it's 3 in a row, and that's a winning streak.
Yeah, not 2. 2 in a row is not 3.
3.
3 is 3. 3. Yeah.
But yeah, we got a good show, and got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're getting a little bit techie again.
A little bit, but not much. More just to sort of clear the air about some of the myths about what's important and what's not important. And, some people have it skewed a little.
A little skewed. And we got some news to talk about, and
we do. We have some news.
We have some bonus content about the Evil Eye. We're going to talk about.
Oh, that's right. We do. We do have some bonus content. Make sure you stay tuned for those of you that need bonus content.
I mean, what else could you possibly ask for? I mean, we've done content on the drilling for Evil Eye the last couple weeks, and we did.
Yeah, it's really good ball. I'm telling you.
And we listened,
and we're back ordered.
Right, we listened to the fans. They're like, "Well, what about this? What about that?" So what do?
Right.
We have Steve start running the numbers, start running the schematics.
Yeah,
in his lab. Probably does it during 4th period. When he's bored. When the kids have their tests out, and he's in there plugging numbers away.
That's right.
But before we can get to all the meat and taters of the show.
Meat and taters. Let's talk about the Woo Box, which is the way you become a contestant to be abused, either with the whammy or people booing, rooting against you.
I think we had an abuse last week, didn't we?
Yeah, you think about this. You got
did we get
you get selected, and you got 400 people
usually
rooting against it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great dynamic. It's a real family dynamic we have in the chat for that. And I want to thank gambling.
That's right. For that.
Well, it's not really gambling, but you know what I mean. Because they're not putting anything up.
It's a game of chance.
The only thing they're investing is time.
time. So you put your name in the woo box, and about an hour, the woo box shuts down. Is it shut down exactly at 4 o'clock your time?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
On the nose.
On the nosy.
So if you show up at 4:05 and no clue what we're talking about, say, "Where's the link?" I'm gonna say,
well, you know, you just showed up.
Get in your DeLorean.
Yeah.
Go back in time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, wasn't yesterday an anniversary of that show or something?
I don't know. Was it?
I thought it was. I thought I saw that somewhere. So anyway,
you know that if that movie took place today,
yeah,
you'd go back to 1995.
Okay.
Because it took place in 85, they went back to 55. You'd have to go back to 95.
The 95. Wow. Think about that. 55. I was 3. So the woo box goes up, your name goes in. Staffers don't put their name in there. In about an hour, Nick picks a name randomly, and then you become a contestant.
Potential contestant.
You are a contestant. Now, we spin the wheel, and a prize comes up. If you don't like it, you can say, "No, I don't like it. I want to spin again." If Whammy comes up, first of all, the Miguel Whammy, in honor of the first Whammier, or Whammy E.
I don't know what happened to my pen. Everything got moved off the table.
Oh boy! In one job.
Oh, I see it. Okay. It's within sight.
Okay, so we put a tick mark on there if you get whammied.
Yeah, it's right there. How many are we up to?
7. Is that right?
8. We're up to 8.
8 whams. So, and then you go to spin again, and then if Whammy comes up, you're out. We'll pick another name.
Yeah.
Let's go for.
We'll do that twice. If somebody gets whammied, and then pick another one. If they win something, they win something. If they get whammied,
right.
That's it. Show's over.
I'm going backpack.
I'm going gripsack's hot. Gripsack's gonna get hot.
All right. Wow. Backpack. Good spin. Good solid spin.
Thank you. I wasn't rusty on that. It's been a while, but
I know, but you were okay. He practiced at home, right? On the wheel at home.
Oh, new ball.
New ball. Man, we've been giving away bags, shoes, and accessories.
Galore. Well, we seem to. And for anybody that's won shoes in the past month or so, maybe 2, I don't know. But a lot of the shoe sizes for those power diesels, because everybody's picking power diesel nights.
Yeah, they're great shoes.
Back order.
I know.
So we're getting some soon. So,
and we're getting in more Evil Eyes and Intels coming down the pipe. Should be in a warehouse soon.
Churning them out.
Yeah, we just got that ball's really, really good. It's got so many options to it, so it's really good. So
I got 2. I did 3 videos on that ball. You know that?
I know you did. I saw the other one the other day.
You're welcome.
That's pretty good.
I like that ball.
It's a good ball.
But I did just throw my high series with an Energize.
Yeah, you did last week, right?
I did. So
well, you bowled good the week before with the new.
Yes.
Evil Eye, right?
Yep. That kind of launched this into even better. So yeah, I shot like.
What are you going to throw this week?
70. That's a good question. I should probably figure that out. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't. So I brought an Energize and a Criterion inverse last week, and I never really got to the inverse. Like I tried it in game 3 for a few shots, but
the
Energizes looked better, so I just went back to it. Because
right.
the right lane dries up faster than the left lane there.
Why?
Because everybody's forced right, so the track gets burned up a lot faster.
So
you can't really move left, so you kind of get stuck.
Gotcha.
But yeah. What do you say?
So you're saying the lanes change from play? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they do transition. They do.
So is everybody throwing urethane that changes them?
No, not at all. I mean, well, some couple, but no. It's just everybody on the lane.
Yeah.
All
normal bowlers throwing a ball.
Just normal everyday bowlers. Amazing. Even with some low rev rate, there was some urethane, but one guy Gary. I mean, my teammate Gary, he doesn't throw it very hard, or he doesn't throw it with many revs either. So
he was using urethane.
He always used Purple Hammer. Yeah, it's his favorite ball of all time.
How dare him?
He's ruining my lane.
How dare him?
Get off my line.
Changing the shot, making me not be a versatile player. How dare he?
It's just inhibiting his skill set for the future.
He must really suck as a bowler if he can't throw anything other than urethane up the track.
Right. He's a lesser specimen.
Poor guy. All right. Well, I got some news.
It's the striking news. Bowling news and views from around the world with your hosts, Brunsnick and Phil Cardinelli. It's the striking news.
Dun-dun-dun. So this falls under the category of when is it all going to stop?
The WTF.
So I'm minding my business. Brian sends me an email. Brian Graham says, look at this article. So I look at the article, and it's an article from Bowler's Journal. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. My dear, dear, dear friend, one of my closest friends, is the publisher.
It's true.
So I'm not siding with anybody, but I'm just telling you, he's my dear friend, Mike Pinozzo. But Bowler's Journal used to be the go-to magazine in the industry. It had feature articles. My buddy Keith Hamilton and Mike Pinozzo owned it, and we were very careful about. He was very careful about what was printed. Him being a dear friend of mine, they would be very careful about me and ever being in the magazine because they didn't want people to think it was biased in any way, shape, or form. We used to joke about it, that I could find the cure for cancer, and they wouldn't put my face on the front of the magazine because people would talk about it. Now it's becoming like a propaganda magazine. So, I get the magazine, and there's an article in there about this whole urethane ban. And of course, they interview people in the magazine, and then they pick and choose what they want to say. They interviewed Packy and Kevin Williams and Kyle Troop and what was the guy? Wolf that won the Masters. Yeah,
Brett Wolf.
Yeah, Brett Wolf. They interview him, some of the women, and of course, you read the article and you notice comments in there that are a little bit skewed. But then in the front of this month's magazine, Jean-Marc, he turns around. He has an editorial part, right? And it's called Urethane Saga. And here's what bothers me. And again, it's an editorial. He can say whatever he wants. Called it a widespread consensus that everyone is in agreement that the urethane resurgence has caused widespread concern about the game. Now, I'm pretty careful about saying everyone, ever, never, because it's not true. Okay, so it's not everyone. And then he said, especially in youth bowling. So they say things like this: urethane dependency is eroding the skill set. So again, it's an editorial. He could say whatever he wants. I can disagree with him. That's why you write editorials. People disagree. But I'm not the kind of guy that writes back and says, your article sucked. You don't know what you're talking about.
We just do it on the podcast.
We just do it on a podcast, right?
Here's what was
said. This is the part that flipped me over today to start my day. Too many tournaments see more versatile and skillful players getting crushed by bowlers who only know how to bowl with urethane.
So, in his opinion, he is saying that bowlers universally that use urethane are lesser skilled than bowlers who don't.
That's what I read into it. So if I want to take that one step further, can I say two-handed bowlers fall in that same category? That a more skillful and versatile player is getting crushed by two-handed bowlers because they only have a higher rev rate and throw it harder?
Joey Pants, where are you at?
So, that was the first part of it. Then in the same magazine. How ironic. They have 2 articles. One is supporting their urethane restrictions, where they have all these interviews and pick and choose what they want to say. And then the other article is about Don McCune soaking bowling balls.
Did they publish a how-to guide on this one like they did in their video?
Well, they told you how they were doing it years ago.
Perfect.
MEK, 5-gallon buckets, the whole story, right?
Perfect. Nice.
So, we all know the survey was skewed when they came out with it. We all know that because we went through the numbers and we looked at it where it said 38% said urethane should be banned. Well, that leaves more than that. And 42% said there should be no change or there should be some modifications. And those were taking as there is a yes and a no when there were a bunch of in-betweens.
Right. They got lumped in.
Yeah, they got lumped in. And then here's one, and this is from Chad Murphy. He said that it ruins the lane pattern intent. So what that tells me is they put a pattern out and they say this is the way the lanes have to be played, and we only want certain things to happen, right?
And we want certain somebodies to win.
Sounds like it. And then he said, and it's amazing that he said this, and I just wonder if there's a disconnect. Everyone was this is at the Junior Gold. Everyone was piping urethane, and it ended up playing like a house shot. There was no rhyme or reason that a Junior Gold pattern should have opened up that easily. Well, what am I missing here? Is that number one, the intent was they were unhappy because the scoring pace was higher than they thought, which means they want to be controlled, act like God. And number two is the players are smart enough now. These are kids smart enough now to know how to break down a pattern to make it more playable. What's wrong with that?
Hey, maybe with all the urethane going down the lane, their skill set was actually higher to be able to do these things. But urethane's not the only way you can break down a pattern, and it's never been the only way to break down a pattern. So,
right.
What
I don't get it. I don't get it. And then if you go back and watch the video they put out when this first happened, how they were explaining why they did it, they said in that video that they want more people to throw the ball like Chris Prather because he has touch.
Right. So they want to tell everybody that that's the standard of bowling. If you don't bowl like Chris Prather, then your skill set is less and you're using everything as a crutch.
Correct. That's basically what they're saying. And it's upsetting that they would do this because number one is if you're going to come out and write an article, then at least put all of the points in there. Talk about what the survey said, talk about who said what, and then add it up the right way. 38% versus 52% or 62% that said urethane should stay or have some modifications, and 38% or 40% or whatever it was said ban it. It's not cut and dry. And then when you come out and say things like the lane pattern intent, what does that mean? Does that mean you predicted the kind of person that should have won or the scoring pace? And everybody knows scoring pace changes based on all sorts of things that impact that environment.
Yeah, and it can change day to day when the pattern gets seen enough.
Exactly right.
They know how to attack it the next day. They might struggle on day one or whatever figuring it out.
Right.
But high caliber players, pros and such, even high caliber juniors at Junior Gold, are going to figure it out.
They know how to do that, don't they?
Right.
How many years ago when you went to a TV show, if you went to a TV show and watched it in person, okay, you saw guys sometimes take a really sanded ball, and every time they had a chance to practice, they would throw it up the track or throw it up the part of the lane that they felt was going to play.
Yeah.
Isn't that altering the intent of the pattern?
100% is. Yeah.
So that person was not a good bowler because he was altering, but meanwhile he was on TV at a PBA stop. That means he's pretty good.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be, saying who is a lot of the two-handers that do that because they can get further left and hook the ball, loft the pattern. You think the intent was everybody's going to be playing sixth arrow by the end of the TV show? But you knew the two-handed guy could do it. Right. And most one-handed guys couldn't. So are they a lesser skill set, one-handers? Or are they better skill set?
According to them, that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Too many tournaments see more versatile and skillful players get crushed by bowlers who only know how to bowl with urethane. If you're pretty good at something and you're winning at it, what's the problem? Then the other people who were more skillful and versatile, shouldn't they be learning how to throw urethane? Let me tell you what. I wish I could throw urethane.
I wish you could too. I wish you could throw anything.
You can't. You're right, but I can't. I can't throw urethane. I'm jealous of a guy that could throw urethane.
Yeah, but back in the day, you could.
Back in the day, I could.
Father Time's caught up with you. That's all.
Exactly right. So I'm not as skillful now, and I'm not as versatile. I should be winning because the less skillful and the less versatile players are winning tournaments.
Right.
I'm less skillful and less versatile. How come I'm not winning?
I don't know. Write your politician. Write your congressman.
It's just amazing how, people are just falling for this crap that's going on. They keep saying things and then picking and choosing the part they want you to hear.
Well, it's all malarkey. Who owns the Bowler's Journal?
Well, we know who owns the Bowler's Journal, right? The USBC owns the Bowler's Journal. Therefore, they're going to say whatever they want. And last week we talked about it, or the week before. What are you looking for?
Where's my sock puppet?
Oh, yeah. 2 weeks ago, I think we talked about them interviewing. It was in that article. It was last week. The article where they talked about the coaches, the college coaches, are now looking at players because they ban urethane. So that player is no longer a collegiate desirable.
Yeah, and which coaches voted against it? They can't. They're other schools. I mean, it's a biased vote.
10 schools sponsored by 3 companies, 3 manufacturers, 3.
I mean, if it really came down to it, if they had stones, they would just say, bring whatever is USBC legal, throw whatever you want. Our team is going to beat your team no matter what you throw.
Exactly.
But no, they didn't do that. They can't
be sponsored. Then every company should have been sponsored by Brunswick. Say, oh, with Purple Hammers, then the playing field would be even.
Well, the vote would have been a lot different, wouldn't it have been?
It would have been a lot. Wouldn't it have been a lot different then? Every company that had a Brunswick Purple Hammer would have voted for no, don't ban urethane.
Yeah, leave us alone.
That's my rant.
It's a good rant.
Read if you get Bowler's Journal, read the article, and I'm not happy.
I can tell. Is there any other news?
No, that was it. As far as I'm concerned, there's no more news.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're at. That's the state of bowling. Is the publishing is propaganda.
Well, I mean, you know what? And when they do it like that, it is.
Yeah.
We selectively interviewed people, took out what we wanted to post, and that was it. So you're telling me that they interviewed Packy and Kevin Williams, and they were both in favor of banning urethane?
Right. No chance. Yeah, I'm really glad that I'm sure they quote, I'm really glad that we made rules that eliminated and targeted the Purple Hammer on tour. I'm really glad. Yeah, with their unsubstantiated data that they collected, in flawed settings, with flawed results, and
a kid coming
data.
Up, but a kid coming up in junior bowler learns to throw urethane. My phone's lower that a little more. Learns to throw urethane, adds that to his toolbox. Now suddenly that's a crutch, and he's not that good, or he's not going to be good going forward. He's not versatile. He's not skillful.
Well, I mean,
maybe if they did a better job with the lane patterns.
Maybe if they're better at making intentional patterns. Maybe if they knew what they were doing, putting out these patterns, right?
We're unhappy it didn't end up like we thought. The best bowler still won.
Yeah, who cares? I don't know. I personally think it's because I shot like 510 on their team pattern this year at Nationals that they're really just hammering down. They don't want any more 510 series on. I have
some
team pattern.
Yeah, exactly. I got some buddies of mine. We're all going this year together to Nationals. The group that we're going with is from San Antonio. Some of them, right? One of the guys, he's a friend of mine in the league, and he has a Vector 1.
Wow.
That's forever, right?
Ball? Is that his only ball?
Yeah, it's the only ball he uses.
Nice.
Right. And he's a solid bowler. 210, solid 210. You know what I mean? He was really, really good when he was younger. He's older now. He shot 860 a few times. He big numbers with that ball.
Wow.
Okay. So his brother found another one and bought it for him brand new. Now he's got
Nice.
2 of them.
Hey.
So we're sitting there yesterday. Their table was next to ours, and I'm getting ready for league, and we're chatting. And I said, "What are you going to do this year at Nationals?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" So you can't use that ball. What are you telling me? He said, "You can't use urethane at Nationals." He said, "I've been bowling here 35 years with this ball." I said, "You can't use it."
I mean, isn't that a 78 hardness? Is it on the list? Is it? I don't know the actual rules,
No,
but I don't think it's.
It's past the dates.
What dates?
Didn't they go back?
I don't know what the dates are. What's the dates? Anybody have the rules?
It was a couple of years, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
The ball is not legal to be thrown. I'm certain it is.
Older than 2 years old at USBC Nationals? That's the rule?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So now he can't use that ball.
What's he gonna do?
Exactly. What's he gonna do? So now his brother, who's hysterical, his brother says, "Thank God I've been following him for 35 years and I can't bowl because he's throwing urethane. So now he can. I'll finally bowl good at Nationals."
It's gonna be so much fun. One, we have to go to Reno.
I know. Well, we'll have a good day.
Maybe I'm just gonna throw straight down the middle. We're gonna really mess up the intent of that pattern.
That's not the intent.
What are they gonna do? Find me?
How dare you?
Stop throwing it down the middle.
I am the lane intent monitor.
I don't care.
You
have no authority. You have no authority here. You have no authority here.
The intent is you stand 40 and throw it to 17 out to 9.
I'm gonna throw.
That's my intent.
I'm gonna throw it between my legs all the time.
I'm the intent monitor.
Yes, the intent police.
The intent. Hello.
Hey,
police.
it's the Reno Intent Police. RIPs.
Hello, RIP.
Hello,
you better
RIP.
get down here. You better get down here.
Somebody.
35 and 6, not playing the lanes the way we intended.
I have a funny story though about Reno.
Go ahead.
Back in 2002, probably, it was the National Amateur Championship, what they call Team USA Trials now.
Yeah.
And it was the first year I bowled ever. And I made cut for match play. I don't know how. Here I am, a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah.
22-year-old kid. I don't know how old I was. Anyway, I made cut. But after the first day, you bowled 8 games, and then the next day you bowled 16 for top 24. Well, I knew after the 8 games that I had no chance of getting up to the top 5 to make the team. So, and the patterns were so hard, right? There's a couple guys making them look really easy. So I actually took urethane, and for those next 16 games, the entire day, depending on if I bowled a righty or a lefty, I threw urethane off the corner as hard as I could at the head pin. And if I bowled a lefty, I went all the way to the left and threw it up there. And I think at the time, because I wasn't on staff with Brunswick yet, I had a U-Dot. That's the ball I was using. Yeah. So after the first 8 games, we break and go to lunch, right? And we kept, I think I was 4-4. I won 4 matches like that, right?
Right, there you go.
So I think we got a pizza at lunch, and we come back. My friends brought their pizza box there, right? And then we had wrote U-Dot victims on the cardboard, right? and we put little notches, right? And they would have it up behind the pair because they were following me pair to pair.
Yeah.
And so every time that I won a match, as soon as I closed out the match, he would just scribble in with the Sharpie another notch, another victim. Yeah, U-Dot victims. And I bowled, gosh, I can't think. Bill Hoffman. He's the one that won that.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew full well what was going on. This is like towards the end of the day. And he shot like 279 against me. He didn't miss. And so he signed my board, my cardboard, and he said, he wrote, "No, Bill Hoffman." I wish I still had that. I don't know what happened to it, but
so somebody bowled good on it, but that was not their intent.
Somebody, yeah. I just
it's amazing how no matter what you put out, somebody wins.
Yeah, I think I was like 7 and 9. I think I went throwing it hard off the corner.
Off the corner, no matter what.
That's pretty good.
Unbelievable. It is.
Yeah, I was literally just chucking it as hard as I could. And I remember I left a split in the 10th against Spigner, Robbie.
Yeah.
I left a 4-6-7, and I was like, dang, I'm going to lose this match now because nothing bounces out at Reno. So I threw it as hard as I could at the 4-6-7. I bounced it out and picked it up. Won the match. That was the only time, one and only time I bounced anything out of Reno. So it was fun.
The Intent Police. Maybe we'll have them on the show next week. We're going to invite the Intent Police.
The Reno Intent Police?
The Reno Intent Police.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be great. I would love to have, our governing body on our show someday. But do you think they'll ever come on their show?
No, because they, I'm telling you, not that we would be unfair to them. I would like to hear them answer some questions for a change. No, I mean, answer the question.
Live, yeah.
Like, here's my question. When you took the balance holes away, the intent was for you to not have a ball flare so much so it didn't degrade the patterns. Right. Did it work?
Did it work? Yeah.
Show me the proof.
Right. Did the players you were trying to mitigate get mitigated?
Yeah, get mitigated.
Or did it work in their favor?
Right.
Because
or you know what I'd like to invite on the show? I want to invite on the show the more versatile and skillful players that get crushed by bowlers that are throwing urethane.
So if you feel like you've been victimized by urethane and the players of lesser skill set, please reach out to us at our toll-free number.
1-800 Intent Police.
1-800 RIP USBC.
USBC. That's it.
The Reno Intent Police USBC.
1-800 RIP.
Operators are standing by to take your confidential call.
That's right. If you feel like you've been abused by other bowlers,
$3.95 per minute.
The fact that that scares me. But anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about surface, core dynamics, and layouts. And it's not going to be a slideshow presentation type thing. It's going to be a discussion, and Nick and I have a different opinion or the same opinions on the importance of each and how to maybe implement them into your game.
Hey,
defund the Intent Police.
I think Joey's going to be the first one to call.
Joey Pants. Joey, have you been victimized by people throwing urethane that crushed you, more versatile, skillful player like yourself, because they only know how to bowl with urethane?
Yeah, I think he has been victimized. He's been victimized a lot in the last few years.
Yeah.
More importantly, he got victimized by the Dodgers train coming to town.
Oh, yeah, when they came to Philly.
And they eliminated the city of brotherly love.
They were overrated anyway, the Phillies.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah, I'm going to post the Woo Box again.
Because, post that Woo Box. You guys know what to do with it.
People are asking me to post it again, so I don't jump when called, so I just do it whenever.
Right.
We don't take breaks to post Woo Box.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about surface, core dynamics, and layouts, and what they really mean to the performance. So, in my opinion, and probably yours is similar because we talked about it ahead of time a little. The surface on the bowling ball. Now, by surface, I mean anything that touches the lane, meaning it could be cover stock, could be the finish you put on the ball. Material wise, right, is I think it's 75% of the performance.
I agree.
I agree. And that's what'll get you to the pocket.
Yeah, and that should be the deciding factor for most people when you're looking to buy a new ball where you're trying to fit.
Right.
Is you got to pick the right cover.
Right. And you got to understand that, the three manufacturers have different formulas.
Some have chemists, some don't.
We have chemists, bunny rabbit shoes, pocket protectors. They walk around.
Yeah. Variety of snacks.
Yep.
Laid out around them. Yeah.
That's right. And the chemists, they do chemical things. We look for certain cover stocks, certain characteristics. sometimes we find things that no one else has, and then the governing body will ban it because the squeaky wheels get the most oil. But the cover stocks are important, and don't fall into the trap of solid pearl hybrid only. And don't fall into the trap of, Motive's got a cover stock, Storm's got cover stocks, we have cover stocks. The difference is what the chemical makeup is of the cover stock, what the inherent performance is in the cover stock, what are the options, are there enough variables? Companies, and I'll tell you this, that I know from a fact, is that some companies do not have the chemists on site that can, say, develop these formulas. So what they do is they buy from a chemical blender, urethane blender. And the urethane blender will send them resins, part A, part B, a catalyst, an isocyanide, and a plasticizer. And you mix them together with a catalyst and it cures, and at 1-to-1. And when you mix them at 1-to-1, you get a hardness and a property of the cover stock, whether it be the wormholes in the cover stock or the friction that the cover stock inherently has at 1-to-1. The way you and the ball have a certain hardness, and I think 73 is the legal hardness now. So your target is 73-ish. You want to be a little bit above it because in case some of the spots on the ball come out a little softer, you don't get thrown out. But here's the problem. When you start varying the ratios, which is what other companies do, in order to get the ball to be a little softer or a little bit harder, you start to play around with the whether it's brittle or softer. The ball becomes brittle or softer. Brittle, it starts cracking. Softer, it becomes illegal. So you could change your formula. Instead of at 1-to-1, 100-to-100, you go 95-105. I'll put a little more plasticizer in it. I'll make the ball a little softer. Well, guess what? If you're right around 73 when you're starting and you change the ratio, you could make that ball softer and not know it. Not know it as it's made. After it's made, you test it. Oh, wow, this ball's too soft. Okay. So when you have a chemist, we can change the dynamics of the cover stock, the molecular structure, and the what we call chemical friction by the formula change, not by changing the ratios. So if you like HK22, for instance, okay, we have HK22 as a base resin, and we might have 30 or 40 variables that we could use by putting additives in it. Projection additives or friction additives. So
and they test all that. They test all these additives.
Oh, absolutely, we do.
Right.
So when you look at the surface that you like, and I'm talking about a resin, it's a good idea to stay within that company, because now you can have different formulas, different cover stocks, and different variables to that base resin. If you like the Storm cover stock and the Storm resin, that's fine. You have a certain characteristic you like. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it is, what surface do you put on it? And to me, that's the difference between hitting the pocket and not hitting the pocket, or hitting the pocket and knocking out the corner pins. Too much surface, the ball might read too early. Without getting into core dynamics and layouts, the surface could cause the ball to roll in the wrong spot of the lane. So a surface adjustment. If you look in somebody's bag and there's 3 balls in there that are sanded, my assumption is they're going to bowl in one house and they bowl league on there one night, and it pretty much doesn't change for them. And in that case, they probably can get away with it if they have 3 different layouts or 3 different types of balls, RG, differentials, and so on. But
could be speed dominant.
Could be speed dominant, correct. And that's what you have to recognize. So surface is the most important part of the dynamics, I believe.
I agree. I think that's kind of common knowledge. Now, I need to be using that term with a grain of salt, because common sense isn't these days.
No, and it's not everyone always, every time.
Yeah. Everybody is in conclusion, everybody's on board with this. Everybody is realizing this. Everybody's wrong choice of words.
Right, wrong choice of words. And as a bowler, when you guys, and it's got to be eye-opening to realize, look at all the balls that come out every year from every company. Okay. The most important part is what the cover stock is. That's 75% of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
When you start looking at the other two parts, the core dynamics and the layouts, well, the layouts will come afterwards. We'll talk about that. But core dynamics, you have symmetrical, asymmetrical, two categories. Okay. In those categories, you have categories.
Sure. Now that you invented them.
I did. I invented a new category, the supersymmetricals.
Yes, you did.
Right. So you have to look at it as saying, okay, I know what kind of surface I like or what kind of cover stocks I like. And it may be I'm favoring Radical because they use the HK22 and they like the additives and the combinations that we put in them. So you favor that. Okay, now you have to look the next step down. The next important thing is core dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a person that favors symmetrical because you like the longer hook window? Or do you like the ball to get pick up a little quicker? So you go to asymmetrical ball, and then there's degrees of that because now you're dealing with differentials, total differential on the symmetricals and intermediate differentials after drilling,
Mm-hmm.
or in an asim, what's the intermediate to start with, and what's the total to start with?
Sure. Yeah, and that's just before you even put holes in it. The starting point of those numbers, is it higher RG, lower RG? Is it high differential, medium, low? Does it have an intermediate? Is it asim? Is it lower? What happens to it after drilling? Well, we can tell you that on Radical bowling balls.
Well, we do. We tell you every time. We publish that. But again, we think that's only about 15% of the performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it matters for sure.
Sure, it does.
It's not the most important thing.
Nope. It's the difference maybe of getting the 10 out and not getting the 10 out.
Right.
Where the ball hooked. I understand that. But you want to get to the pocket. If that's your problem, you got to look at surface first, cover stock.
Right. Matching up and getting to the pocket and getting it through the pins. I mean, that's the main thing.
That's right.
Getting the ball to slow down and hook in the right spot, shape.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Ball has to slow down a hook.
Has to slow down the strike too.
But it also has to slow down at the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
If it slows down too early, you have a problem. Slows down too late, you have a problem.
I mean, most people that are throwing resin bowling balls, they don't have a problem because they're inherently a greater skill set than if we're talking about urethane covers here.
That's exactly right. So if you don't throw urethane, you have a greater skill set if you don't throw urethane, and you're more versatile.
So yeah. So we want to just make sure that is a given going forward, that everybody understands this as truth. That there's a higher skill set, so they know this stuff because they're a higher skill set bowler.
Yeah, exactly. So you go back to the surface and you say, within that surface, and I'm talking about surface meaning cover stock. Within that cover stock, there's variables, because now you have, what surface do I put on that cover stock that I like?
Yeah, that makes a difference. I mean, because there's going to be different starting points of a ball's dull, and there's going to be different starting points of a shiny, and they don't have to stay constant. And
remember, most importantly, is after X amount of games,
changes.
What does it get to? Is that 4,700? Is that what?
Yeah, somewhere in the 4,000s. Yeah, if you got a dull ball, like you take an evil eye and you bowl probably 5, 6, 7 games, maybe 10 at most.
Yeah, you're getting close to that 4,000.
Yeah, it's gonna change. I mean, mine have changed. I've only put I don't know how many games I bowled on it, 5, 6, something like that. It definitely changes. Lane shine some.
Right.
I didn't scan them, but there's a noticeable difference.
Right. And that's important too. So you have, like, let's take an example. I like HK22. I'm not a fan personally of maybe the C. Maybe not. I'm just using a hypothetical. Okay. But I'm a fan of HK22. Okay, now I have my HK22 cover stocks. I bowl well with that cover stock. And now I have to figure out what surface to put on that cover stock to match up what I'm bowling on. So there's a variable within the variables. When you go to core dynamics, it's the same thing: symmetrical, supersymmetrical, asymmetrical.
Right. And if you were to take, say you had 3 exact chord bowling balls, one had a solid cover, one had a pearl, one had a hybrid, and they were
Right.
all finished and prepped at the same exact surface,
Right.
how much difference for the average bowler would there be? It would be nominal, but there still would
Right.
be a little bit of difference.
Correct.
Not much,
Right.
but when you take everything into account, the same surface, so equal, but you're not really, the only variable is the cover stock type, same core. You're
Right.
going to still be in the same ballpark, but they are going to be a little bit different with how they are on the break point and how they go through the pins. The pearl is still going to be inherently a little cleaner and sharper
Right.
off the spot than the dull one, and ideally the hybrid would be right in the middle of all those.
And to go back what you said a little earlier, which is very important, that if you have a dull ball, it's going to change more drastically
Sure,
overuse.
sure.
So you could have a dull, you have a solid dull ball, a hybrid, which is like semi-dull, maybe it's a matte finished hybrid, and a shiny pearl. Okay, the change in the pearl is going to be less dramatic over a longer period of time.
Right, because it's already closer to that number.
It's already closer to the number.
Yeah, so if you were to take a dull ball out of box, 500, 1500,
Yeah,
it's gonna skew away from that number
more
quicker.
quickly. Correct.
Yeah,
And it'll
where
become closer to the hybrid, maybe.
yeah, the pearls, it might be
Right.
above, and so it's gonna have to come down as you bowl, because the
could be-
lane will actually dull it up a little bit.
Correct. So that'll migrate towards the hybrid side.
Yeah, just depending on how much
Yeah.
shine you have on it,
Right.
polish, whatever you're using. Compound's usually not that high, so it will
No.
shine up some.
And then the hybrid will migrate towards the pearl as
Right.
you use them. So keep that in mind. But again, if you find a cover stock from a company that you like, stick with that as the first part. And don't get caught up in this, this is the next latest and greatest. What did that company do to get that latest and greatest? Did they invent a new resin? If they don't have chemists, they bought it and they tweaked. I got news for you. That's what happened.
I got news for you. We already did the news, but we're
We
just
did the
doing bonus news
Yeah,
now.
but bonus news. So if they don't
Yeah.
have chemists on their property working for them, walking around all day trying to find better molecular structures, they bought it from a blender. And I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you a funny story. Well, it's not funny.
Funny.
It's a story.
Funny
how. When I was at Columbia, when we had Columbia down here, we were the largest manufacturers of bowling balls in the world. By a lot. In the world, by a lot. We had BASF was our company that we bought our resins from.
What was that short for?
I don't even know. I don't know. But BASF got the resins from a company. Okay. And then they did some tweaking to it with the chemistry and sent them to us. But to give you an example, we were the largest bowling ball manufacturer in the world, and we were a minuscule part of BASF's business.
Sure.
So much so that when we asked them to do some research and some dynamics, it was not front and center for them to do it. And we bought the most resin in the bowling ball industry. But we weren't big enough for that. So when you look at a company that buys resins from a blender, what portion of that blender's business is that company? For them to do dedicated engineers for research, dedicated chemists for research.
I actually looked it up.
You did.
It's a German company.
It is a German company. I knew that.
BASF is Badische Anilin und Soda Fabrik. That's what BASF stands for.
And they had their U.S. headquarters in Carrollton, Texas.
Carrollton.
Yeah, does it say it on there? Are they still there?
Well, it was founded in 1865.
Yeah.
The other side, No. Well, no.
Anyway,
ASF refounded in 1952.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Wikipedia. It's
okay.
all over. I don't know.
So what happens is now the chemical company that they're buying from, if they want to tweak their formula or invent a new formula, that company that they're buying their resins from has to dedicate chemists to do that research. Okay, that's where we're different than everybody else. We have the chemists on our property.
Those
They
people,
work for us.
they work here. They
go to
sleep
work.
here.
They do everything here.
Yeah,
Right. And
their-
they take the input from our team and say, you know what, we really need something that does this, or we need some, and we have the bowlers talking about it. You know, like, you know, when I get a ball for testing, the first thing I do is we throw them as we get them. You know, I have my guys throw them.
Mhm.
And then I say, man, you know, that ball look like it roll forward a little bit at the end of the pad. Let's go play with the surface. Or we have another version of it that maybe is a little cleaner. And we'll throw that, and then we'll play with the surface again. So we take it through the steps, but we got a wider variety than any other company in the industry because of the chemistry that we have in-house.
Well, yeah, we're able to pivot and try new things.
Exactly.
Experiment in a lab.
So if you don't like a certain resin, I understand. Find the company's resin that you like. And then once you're in there, look at the part 2 of this, which is core dynamics. And now that's part of your DNA. Are you better with symmetrical or asymmetrical? Or how big is the gap between your symmetricals and your asymmetricals?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if your bag is, I have a symmetrical and asymmetrical, but they're 10 board difference, you're gonna have a problem. So you got to look at core dynamics, and we think that's 15% of the ball's performance. You want to put the woo box up again?
Yeah, sounds good. We got about 7 minutes.
Yeah, we'll try it one more time.
For anybody that's just getting in to the show, I have to ask why.
And then the last part of the equation is the layouts. Now, here's what's interesting. Here I am, a guy telling you the least important thing is the layout.
Right.
Yet I'm going to publish a drill sheet for the Evil Eye that has 6 layouts. But that's not the reason for the layouts.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for the layouts is it influenced the core dynamics.
Sure.
So when you look at the Evil Eye, and I happen to have that here, we start out with a ball that's 2.49, 0 intermediate diff, 45 total diff. Okay, so layout 1 is maximum performance. What that did was the layout made the core dynamics greater.
Sure did.
It became 022, 057. Or it became 009, 043. Mm-hmm. So what I'm telling you is that the layout itself is only 10% if you're looking at where I put the pin, where I put the CG, where I put the mass bias. That's the layout part of it. When we do a layout and we give you the core dynamics, that the impact of the layout on the core. So that sort of changed part 2 of the core dynamics. This is a symmetrical ball that has a total diff of 045. Okay, that puts it in a symmetrical category. But wait, when I drill into it, which is the layout category, I've impacted the core dynamics, which is 15%, and the layout part, which is 10%, for a total impact of 25%.
Right. And on Throwbot, the numbers were different. Don't get me wrong. They were different.
Yeah.
But in a controlled environment with a Throwbot throwing it, you can see the amount of hook difference each layout's going to give you roughly. So it's still a minor change, but that minor change, 3 boards, 4 boards from, the 3 layouts we used in total hook can be the difference in you striking versus not striking. So what part of the lane that the Throwbot had to be in to carry the 10 and carry through the pins, very different from ball to ball. And as your rev rate comes up, the wider that change is going to be. So obviously for low rev, low speed, there was some difference, not a ton, but a big enough difference that, oh, hey, this one, you can see certain layouts roll worse than the other ones. They still struck, but you can tell in the long haul that maybe they're not going to go through the pins consistently better than this one over here with the lower flare, less differential for that. So there is a difference, but don't think of it as like, oh, I'm gonna drill it this way versus that way. There's gonna be a 10 board difference between the two. Like,
no. Well, in the case of the Evil Eye, it might be because you got a ball with a 0 intermediate diff and a 43 total diff versus a ball with a 23 intermediate diff and a 57 total diff.
It's possible. I mean,
So
if you incorporate, we didn't even incorporate pin down layouts, which brought he did the numbers on those, which brought the numbers down to like 030, 010.
I got that right here. One of them is 004 and 037, and the other one was 012 and 032.
Yeah,
two pin down. So yeah, it's a wide variety. But you have to understand something. One of the beauties of the throwbot test is, and especially in this case where we're explaining the importance of the 3 parts of the bowling ball, it's the same cover.
Exact same. Yeah, same amount of use, same everything.
Right, and we just used 3 different style bowlers, but we also had the same cover, and we did it with 3 different layouts. Right. So we changed the core dynamics with the layouts.
And those were the results we've seen. But if we did that same test, say we took 3 exactly drilled Evil Eyes.
Right.
Took the exact same ball, same layout, but we changed the surface now. One at 500, one at 2,000, one at 4,000.
And they're all drilled the same.
All drilled the same. Now, those separation between where it takes to get to the pocket and strike is going to be vastly different from ball to ball. So that's why surface is 75% of this equation.
Right. And cover stock as well. I mean, we say surface meaning whatever touches the lane.
Right. Because at the end of the day, say if you had a plastic, like a spy, and you try to do that same test with the surface, it wouldn't be as drastic.
Would not be.
It would not be as drastic. So
that's right.
The 75% is still there, but it's based on cover stock strength too. So what you're picking. So that all goes into account. So you can have a strong core, but if you don't have a strong cover, if you have a plastic cover on it, like say Torpedo Direct Hit, those things, Torpedo had strong cover, Direct Hit had the weak cover.
Right, exactly.
How different were those two bowling balls?
They were a mile apart, same core.
Mile apart.
Right.
So there you go. Even if you put the strongest possible layout on the Torpedo Direct Hit and you put the weakest layout on the Torpedo,
it's still a mile
they would still be a whole lot different just because the other ball just can't traction as much.
Right. So you have to find a surface, which when I say surface, cover formulation, whether it's surface on it with sanding or polishing, but you have to find a cover stock that you like, that fits your game and gives you the most consistent read, something you know to go to. I love the fact that I can take 3 bowling balls, and they all have HK on them, and I can have 3 different cores, and then I have the same cover stock with 3 different performance characteristics from the core dynamics and the layout. And Nick and I are different when it comes to this. We talked about this a couple of times, where Nick would drill different balls the same way, and I would drill the same ball different ways.
Sure. I mean, you like to tinker different ways. Obviously, I'm doing reviews, so I'm going to drill everything the same for that.
Yeah.
But in my competitive days, I would certainly have 2 bowling balls drilled 2 different ways.
Right.
Because say, for instance, the last time I was competing, melee cross was usually my starting ball. That was a solid symmetric. I had 2 of them. I had 1 pin down. I had 1 pin up. So depending on how wet dry they were to start, I would probably start with the pin down. Okay. And that was the smoothest, slowest responding ball I had. Longest hook window to really blend out the pattern. But as soon as I got a little lazy, it switched right to the pin up, and it was like standing in the same spot and restarting from frame 1 again.
Right.
I had that nicer back end that I can control. And then when that got lazy, then you transition down into cleaner covers and stuff that's going to respond a little harder down lane, so it doesn't burn up in the front. So you go to a cleaner cover and you start moving away from the friction to get it to respond off that spot. So it's a whole transition from your stronger, smoother covers to the more active covers on the back, and you have to wait for those balls to come into play. You got to wait for certain bowling balls to be effective until the environment changes away from the intent of the original lane pattern.
Right.
Sorry, I moved in when your lane graph said I shouldn't.
Move
But
in.
guess what?
Right.
That's showbiz, baby, and I'm going to strike no matter where I can.
I'm going to try. And that's part of the game. You know, people today don't give credit to the bowlers of today being knowledgeable. You know, all of the old timers, when you sit and talk to them, I remember when I used to bowl, you had to have skill. Well, guess what part of skill is today?
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Looking in your bag and going, man, I got to know when to change because the patterns change more dramatically now.
Right. Back then, it wasn't a change with equipment, more or less. It was changing where you're standing, how hard you're throwing it, the kind of revs you're putting on it.
Only because the pattern didn't change as drastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so you go back to the old days, alleged old days. The heads would start to hook a little bit, so you moved in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now you have dramatic changes. The less skilled players that are throwing urethane have a higher rev rate. You know, they throw it harder, they're faster. The other guys that are the skillful players are playing up the track, and you have the touch, and all of these things come into play. So when you look at a pattern of the years ago, you could have one or two balls, one with a little polish on it,
one without. Have a hard ball and a softball, blue dot,
yeah, exactly,
and a yellow dot.
Yeah,
blue dot, yellow dot.
Two boards hook different, maybe. You know, right. But now it's dramatic changes. Sometimes you have to change zones.
One with finger weight, one with thumb weight.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. I mean, stuff like that. But now you have to change zones. So to me, having the cover stocks in your bag that offer you a wide enough variety. Here's the other part you have to understand. You have to make sure the variety doesn't take you out of your comfort zone.
Yes, you got to be able to play to your strengths.
You know, I got this ball with 80 grit on it, and I got to move into fifth arrow. Well, guess what?
I only throw 14 miles an hour, but you know,
and I can't play in there. I'm not comfortable in there. That's not my sweet spot. And I'm bowling, and I want to
seeing the ball hooking at the arrows.
Exactly. So what you want to do is be careful when you look in your bag and say, I got these cover stocks, and they're so different that they take you out of your comfort zone. You know, so there's a lot to that. So then we get into the part about layouts. And the one thing that layouts do is sort of maybe improve your angle of entry, or they may help the ball continue more, your pin to pap distance, where the ball flares, how much it flares. And that's only about 10% of the success of a bowling ball because, you know, the surface that you use got you there. The type of ball that you use, the core dynamics, got the ball into the roll in the right spot and where it started to pick up and so on. But now the layout is the difference between it's fine tuning it to help you get the corner pin out, to make your misses less dramatic, you know, down the lane. You know, how do you see that?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm using the same layouts, ball to ball. So, you know, the things I see is when is it's going to be more or less because everything's drilled the same is when is this cover type or surface just too strong for the pattern or not enough?
Right.
And that's going to make me decide to go up or go down in strength.
Right.
So, you know, one night might be different than the other where, hey, you know, it's really tight on the back end. You know, maybe they're not as clean. I need something that's not going to overskid. Or at the same time, it might be a whole surface change where, hey, maybe I need something that's flippy, but I need to dull it up. I need something that's going to slow down but still have enough pop. So I'm not going to be using like a slower response ball and, you know, a lot of surface because the ball is just going to kind of read early and not have a lot for the back. And so the entry angle is going to be hurt by that.
Right.
So in that case, you know, you're going to change to get away from certain parts of the lane, and certain bowling balls are going to be better at doing that. You know, and certain layouts are going to prohibit you from that as well. So if you were, you know, a low speed, low rev player, and you're trying to throw your pin down ball, pin down asim, and opening up your angles, you know, you might have a hard time getting that ball back through the pins. You might be able to get there.
But right, exactly.
Right, but a pin-up ball might just roll out on you and then roll forward. So
absolutely,
it's a lot of difference there. I let the ball going through the pins tell me where it's going. You know, if obviously I'm in the pocket, or if I'm wild, if I'm leaving 2 pins or going through the base, I've had those reactions where I just can't get the ball to see the lane the right way.
Right.
And I just get kind of trapped. It's like, all right, well, let me try this, and that didn't work. Let me try this. Let me try a different ball. Because I've exhausted my options with this ball trying to make it work. You know, in my comfort zone, there's certain things, I can't really do consistently, and that I don't do at the House of Pain. But I would try in tournament settings. I would try it until it didn't work anymore, and I felt like that was something I had to get out of. So yeah, it's always just been how the ball goes through the pins for me. If I'm in the pocket and I'm still not striking, then I'm either in the wrong spot on the lane, I have the wrong matchup, I got something close, but I'm just not there. So if I got a good bag, if I brought in a tournament bag, say for instance, I know exactly where I need to go to, based on what I'm seeing, and then it's just about execution from there. Yeah. So if you're not getting 10 out to the consistent, your feet are in the wrong spot, or you got the wrong ball. You feel
so a lot of times you're told where to play.
Yeah, the lanes dictate all that.
Right.
The intent of the pattern.
The intent of the pattern. And the way I look at it is it's similar, but it's somewhat it's a little different. If I'm getting to the pocket, I have the right surface. Okay. Now I take it one step further. If I'm getting to the pocket, and let's use the Intel as an example. Okay, so I have an Intel with a stronger pin. It's like a 4-inch pin.
Okay.
Be it PAP. And I'm getting to the pocket with the Intel with that finish on it with a 4-inch pin, but I'm not striking. I would like to have another Intel with a different pin placement.
And what would you like? Okay, so say you leave some flat 7s with that.
Right.
What would be the ideal?
A little too early for me.
Okay, so in your case, that would be reading too early. Okay, yeah, so what would be the ideal?
Off the spot, right?
Okay, so what would be the ideal?
Move the pin an inch or so.
Which way?
Oh, away from my positive axis point.
So a 5-inch pin then.
I would go a 5-inch pin because that would be more dynamic down lane. Because I'm playing inside out, obviously, but it would hit the friction and then make the move.
Create a little bit more entry angle to get the 10.
Correct.
Or just go through the pins better, where you don't have to worry about kicking the 7.
And I also don't have to worry about now I have to move to another zone because I got a different ball in my hand. I have a different cover stock in my hand. That's what I'm saying. If you have cover stocks you like, then you can tweak it a little bit. But I also look at, and I don't think I have.
And that's where the 10% comes in with layouts.
That's exactly where the 10% comes in.
That's where that comes in, because you're using the same ball, the same cover stock type, same surface, but different layout can be the difference between the path it takes to the pins and how it strikes and gets through them.
Yes, and when I look at I have the Evil Eye drill sheet in front of me, so I use that as an example. If I'm using one that has a 021 intermediate diff, the drill pattern, and 046 total diff, okay, and that ball is not striking, I'm flat 7, that means my hook window is too short.
Then you should then you should transform yourself into a lesser skilled player and grab a urethane ball, and then.
That's exactly right. So if I have to lengthen the hook window, I may go to a drilling 20 by 3.5 by 20, as opposed to 80 by 4.5 by 40 or something like that, because I'm looking at the after drilling numbers. That's the advantage of Radical. We give you after drilling numbers. So if I have an Intel, I don't have the sheet, and I wish I did have it in front of me. On the Intel, the beauty of the Intel is what I liked about that core so much is that it will. Here we go. Is that it?
You got it?
Nope, that's not. I don't have it. That Intel intermediate diffs change, and the total diffs don't.
Right, because there's not a lot of total diff to start with, so it doesn't really go nuts.
Correct.
So but your intermediate sure does.
Diff. Yeah, you see how much the intermediate changes on that core? Yeah,
I have seen it. I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah. Wait, maybe no, I don't have it.
That's okay. I was trying to find a slide from a previous thing, but I don't have the
But anyhow, the intermediate diff on that core changes more and the total diff doesn't change. So I know I can lengthen or shorten my hook window with that core. That's why I like that core so much, personally.
Yeah.
So I have a cover stock I like, which is the HK22. I put a finish on both balls I like, and one might just have a longer hook window than the other. And I've taken the guesswork out of what I'm bowling on.
It's great. But yeah, so I think that's all encompassing. And we're going to talk about layouts here a little bit more after we do a top 5.
Yeah, let's do the top 5, and then we'll talk about a little bit about layouts, and we're out of here.
Yeah. So here we go. I didn't really do a new top 5. I just want to revisit an old top 5.
I thought I covered that.
Yeah, we did cover it in the first 2 minutes, but there's a lot of people that came in a little later. So for those that are just tuning in now, well, one, the Woo Box is closed, as you've already seen.
Yeah.
And two, a couple weeks ago, I made top 5 predictions for the World Series. So we're gonna see how I did.
How'd you do?
How I did. So here are the results.
Okay.
And the number 5 was prediction was Dodgers in 5. Well, I missed a little bit on that, didn't I?
I say nay.
Got to cross that one out, and now it's Dodgers in 7. They wanted to really help the city of Toronto get the most amount of games, boost their economy a little bit. But in the end, Team America, filled with all the players from Japan, won in 7. All right, let's see what number 4 was. George Springer is going to get beamed Game 3 in Los Angeles.
He didn't get beamed. You use that beamed. He didn't get beamed. Beamed is whacked in the head. He was hit by a pitch, not beamed.
I think you're just nitpicking at this point.
No, that's not nitpicking. He got beamed. He got it beamed. Beamed.
You're a nitpicker. You're a nitpicker.
You're a nitpicker.
Let's see how I did on this one. George Springer got beamed in Game 2 in Toronto. So I had the location right of the beaning. Because he's wearing his Apple Watch underneath his long sleeve, so he's still getting all those updates live. So yeah, he took one right off the hands there. Sorry,
right.
George.
Not beamed, hit by pitch.
Number 3, home runs will be the deciding factor in the series. True. Absolutely nailed it.
Yep, you did.
Absolutely nailed it. All right, number 2. The Mariners players will be watching from Cancun. Also true. And the number 1, do you remember the number 1 prediction was? Yankees calculators are still stuck on 27 for yet another year.
Whatever.
Always true.
Always true. All right. There's always next year.
You're right. There's always next year for a 3-peat. You want to make a bet now or no?
Yeah, as long as Olive Garden's not involved, I'll make a bet.
No.
Yeah, why should I bet something I don't want? I don't enjoy.
Because what? No, it's something you don't want to lose. So you're saying you'd rather lose money? You saying you enjoy losing money to somebody?
No, I don't like going to Olive Garden, so I'm not going to bet. If you want to bet, I will bet, and as long as Olive Garden's off the table.
What if they 3-peat? You're still not going to put Olive Garden on the table?
Off the table.
You know what? I think you must have had a phone call of some sort come in from the brass.
Yeah.
Someone named Vinny or Tony or one of the two. And they're probably from Kansas City. Something like that.
No records, Artie.
No records, Artie. So that's where we're at, isn't it?
And you don't want to do it.
Fine, I don't.
Okay.
Because that's all I want to win from you. That's it.
Nope.
Maybe just because I enjoy your company at Olive Garden and I know how much you love it deep down.
I hate that restaurant. You have no idea.
I have a little bit of idea. You're wearing an Olive Garden t-shirt right now.
I did that for you because you won the World Series. I will not eat there again.
Oh, man, I might get that tonight. It sounds really good, actually.
Nothing sounds good there.
Oh,
nothing.
Sounds really good.
Nothing. All right. Let's pick a winner. Oh, no. What do we have? We don't have anything else, do we?
Yeah, we got something else.
A couple of questions?
No, we got
the other piece. That's right. The other thing
So going into layouts now, we got asked more than a few times on the Evil Eye. What about full roller layouts?
Yeah.
Right? Full
Yep.
roller layouts. So Steve went to work.
And
For
guess what? Lo and
those
behold,
for those 3 people out there that are full roller in the chat, boy, do we have some information for you.
we do. Look at this.
All right, so here we go. Full roller layouts, and we got 2 different variations of this, okay? So this is based on the fingers being drilled 2 inches deep, okay? Now take a look at the 3 different pin positions, and this is all from the grip center, at that 45, pin at 730, 45 degrees, whatever you want to call it. So the closer you put that pin, 1 3/4 from the grip center, PSA at 130, or the technical PSA at 130 because the ball is symmetric, you can expect on that layout the differential to go down to 0.33 and intermediate to go up to 0.08. So it's going to be the smoothest, most control ball probably in your bag. Okay. Now you put that 3.5 from your grip center, right? And watch the numbers jump up now. It maintains the total differential 0.48, so just up 3 points. Intermediate now goes up 0.16. So what do we see different there that we did not see in the first one? So where the fingers and thumb are drilling into the core material, the fingers miss the protrusion. And I love that word.
Yep, you gotta love that word. The protrusion is the word of the week.
Miguel said I should scream that name and then whisper benchmark. So protrusion.
Protrusion.
So the finger is now hitting the protrusion. Okay. So that is accounting for 0.16 intermediate, 0.48. So this ball is going to be pretty lively. That beautiful. What is that? What's that number? That's a 3-to-1. That might be the magic layout for this.
That is the magic layout. 3-to-1 ratio of intermediate diff to total diff
after drilling. And then if you go 5 1/4 from your grip center, you can see what it does. It totally raises the total differential 0.56. Well, we're getting into the big boy numbers there. So that ball is going to flare a lot for you. And the intermediate diff goes to 0.19.
Again, almost 3-to-1. Almost 3-to-1.
But wait, there's
more.
We ran a schematic, and by we, I mean Steve. I put it together though, so I should put my name on here, right?
Exactly.
I brought a pencil to the group project. What happens if you drill the fingers deeper? 4 inches. What's gonna happen? So we took the 3 same layouts.
First of all, they probably meet at the bottom.
They probably do. Unless your pitches are like 1/2 and 1/2, they're probably going to meet at the bottom. So you got to take that into account. So so now you go 0.34, 0.11. So what did that do? So if I come back and forth between the two to make it easier on everybody. So 0.34, 0.11, 0.33, 0.08. So not a huge difference there on the 1 3/4 inch layout on the top left. Okay. So the next one now, 0.53, 0.21. So it went from 0.48, 0.16, 0.21, 0.53.
Right.
And so before that, it was 0.48, 0.16. Now it's 0.53, 0.21.
Yep.
Okay, so we got some
difference
there.
Last one.
And now look at that last one.
Every full roller should go out and buy this ball and do that drilling.
0.62, 0.24. You want to be able to hook the ball? You want to see it change direction hard and sharp? 0.62, 0.24, and that is up from 0.56, 0.19.
Right. But again, full rollers always complain they can't get the dynamics. Guess what? Look at that.
It has been figured out for you. And if you need to reference it, it's on this show right here. You heard it first.
Yeah, go back to the 4 inch. Oh, I'm sorry. One more time.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the numbers there. 0.24 intermediate diff. That's huge.
And I know what you're asking. Well, what if you just drilled the fingers even deeper than that? What would happen,
Nothing
Phil?
happens. Nothing happens.
At 4 inches deep, you're past the point of no return.
You are.
So if you start going deeper, you're going to go into the other half of the ball.
That's it. You don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that. So you see any questions there so I can pick a winner?
I didn't see. I just started looking.
33. We got 33 comments before, and that short time I was away putting those things up there.
I know.
So yeah, let's see what we got here. But it's cool that he did 2 different scenarios.
I know, and that's typical Steve. You ask him for like, what is it, Moneyball? I asked you to do
you ask for a coffee, he gives you a cappuccino.
Yeah, I asked him for 2 analysis. He gave me 47, actually 50. Why'd you lie? I don't know.
I don't know why I just lied right there. Right at 52.
Yeah, Steve will do it all. But again,
talk about your good bowling this week. How about that? You bowled pretty good.
I did. I bowled pretty good yesterday. It was interesting. I drilled let me get my paper. I drilled an Evil Eye 70 by 5 by 75. That was one of Steve's recommendations for a pin down. And I went to the shop and did Mad Scientist with the cover stocks, and it's at 1,500. So I went 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And then I put some compound on it from Creating the Difference that says it goes to 6,500. And the ball was a mirror, looked like a marble. The problem I had with that ball was uncontrollable down lane. It went sideways. And I shot 190 clean. Didn't strike a whole lot. I think I struck once.
Still over your average, probably.
Yeah, probably. So that ball is going to go to the shop next week, or maybe before I bowl next week, and I'll hit it with a pad and knock some of that shine off. But what I was able to do in the, I want to say about the third or fourth frame of the second game, I went to my Intel, which is, I think it's a 4.5 pin. And I shot 2-10 or 2-0 with it clean again. And then the last game, the first shot of the game, the ball jumped a little bit on me. I left the 4-7-10. And then I was clean the rest of the way and shot 2-0. But what I was able to do is I found that now I know that, and by the way, the Intel had 5,000 on it. Same process. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I know now that 5,000 is probably the right surface. I just have to take the polish off the Evil Eye with that 70 by 5 by 75 drilling. And I think, again, but we talked about surface. So I have the surface right where I could stand reasonably playable, not standing against the ball return, so that type of thing. So it was pretty good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Pam wants to say, hey, Nick and Phil, can I get a birthday shout out today? You guys and your show are so awesome. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Nick. Oh, wait.
Happy birthday, Pam.
Oh, it's Pam's birthday.
Yeah, it's not my birthday. We already did that one.
Maybe Pam will get picked for the wheel.
Maybe that'll be the better shout out. Maybe.
And then get a whammy.
Oh, happy birthday. Who else's birthday in there? It's got to be someone else's birthday, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, technically, we got 362 people. There's going to be at least one, but they say like 1 in 6 if 100 people are in the same room or something like that. There's going to be 6 people, or I don't know what it is. I don't know.
You went down that rabbit hole pretty quick, didn't you?
Yeah, I've heard about that thing, but if there's X amount of people, I don't remember. I don't know. Anybody else's birthday? No,
I don't think so.
Should that be a new thing of our show? Like, whose birthday is it?
It was the Bearded Beast's birthday on the 18th. Phil didn't say nothing.
Yeah, well, you got nothing. You got nothing and like it.
You got nothing, Danny.
Someone's 17th wedding anniversary today. Well,
wow, congratulations. All right.
Yeah. How many years you got under your belt there, Phil?
Wedding 35.
Wow, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on like year 12 with you, I think. I don't know how I put up with that so long.
Is it that long? Yeah, it is, right? Yeah, probably.
Well,
best 12 years of your life.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, you got a winner?
Yeah, I got a winner. Anybody
we know?
I don't know. You might know him.
Okay.
I mean, by the rule of 6, we know everybody.
So I saw a statistic the other day. 1 in 4 kids born are Chinese.
Indian.
Chinese is what I saw. So if you have 3 kids,
Well, remember, it's in the long haul, just like, just like the house edge at certain games is, 2% or whatever.
I just realized if you have 3 kids, is your 4th kid going to be Chinese?
That's true. Something true. Yeah. Anyway, good statistic there. Yeah.
Well, you could lie with numbers, but numbers don't lie,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Well, right. Well, yeah. There's 8 billion people in the world, and there's like, I don't know, 1 point something billion in India. So yeah, technically, you got a 20% chance of being born Indian.
Right.
But location, right?
Yeah. Well, not unless you're with the USBC, then you can manipulate the numbers to tell you that.
Right. They would say something that, it's more favorable not to be.
Not to be.
Yeah. Right. They're in favor of it.
And remember, all you skilled bowlers that are getting crushed by the non-skilled bowlers.
Right. If they throw urethane, they're immediately worse than you. That's what they're telling you.
Right, your congressman.
You're special. You're better. Yeah. They just got lucky every single tournament. Every single league week and every single tournament, they keep kicking your teeth in, but it's because you're throwing resin. They're less skilled.
They're less skilled.
Don't pay attention to facts. Anyway,
who's the winner?
You got your clock ready?
I got it. Got my clock.
Is everybody ready? All right. Winner is Eric Hamilton. I'm sorry, the contestant.
The contestant is Eric Hamilton.
You haven't won anything yet, Eric.
Eric, if you're in the chat, you have less than 90 seconds to tell us you're here to become a contestant. To have the rest of how many people are in the chat to have those people root against you?
362 right now.
362 are in the chat.
289 people got into the
289. So 288 people hate you.
Yeah. So they had the front 10 and then they probably rang a 9-pin or something.
Exactly. So right now you have 60 seconds, Eric.
Eric Hamilton.
Eric, don't make me pick another name.
Eric,
come on, Eric.
Come on, buddy. Where are you at?
All right, Eric. You're really testing my nerves now, right now. All right, Eric. You got 30 seconds, Eric. That's it.
Don't be the guy, Eric.
You're that guy. You ruin the show for everybody.
Should have stuck around.
It was only another 10 minutes.
Scared of the whammy.
That's it.
I don't see him. He's not checking in.
You got 20 seconds left, Eric.
Oh, I see him. You
do.
I see an Eric Hamilton. Eric, what is your email?
What's the last 4 numbers in your name?
What's your email provider, Eric? Yeah, he's got it. He's a regular. He's already. It's not your email provider, but don't give me your. Oh, there it goes. Now everybody knows your email.
Let's everybody email Eric. Congratulations.
Yeah, and congratulations for whatever he gets here, whether it's a whammy. Yeah, if he wins a nice prize, email him. Yeah. Congratulations. If he wins a whammy, email him twice.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, let's give it a spin, Eric.
Here we go. All right. Good luck to you. I hope you win a 3-ball arsenal because no one's won a 3-ball arsenal in I don't know how long.
I'm not going to say it, but last week.
It's just right here. That's all it needs to be is right in there.
Or 2 to the right.
Here we go.
Got it.
Oh, I almost ripped my earbuds off.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, that would have really hurt.
Sorry, Nick. Nick's in the hospital this week. He had his ears ripped off by the wheel.
Ooh, Clear Magic. What do you say? Clear Magic. This show is brought to you by
Plant-Based Ball Cleaner. Brought to you by Hammer. Clear Magic, the plant-based ball cleaner for all your ball cleaning needs. Clear Magic. Or you can choose to spin again.
What's it going to be?
What's
it going to be? E.S. Hamilton.
The Whammy.
Clear Magic?
Clear Magic or...
Are you going to make me have to possibly get up and get my whammy pen? Oh, he's making me spin again.
Spin again. All right. Bird in the hand. Clear Magic in the hand is worth 2 whammies in the bush.
Could have cleaned your surface, and that was 75%. What we're talking about today.
We just talked about that. It's ironic how that came up. What's going to come up next will be Sierra pads.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go. Another spin for Eric.
Oh, that was even better.
Oh, that was some spin.
Yeah.
Round and round she
I'm
goes.
like getting
Yes,
wind. I'm like getting like
nobody knows.
fanned by this thing.
It's getting windburn. Here we go. Up, 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 up.
Hey, double clear magic.
Clear Magic. Brought to you by Hammer. Hammer, Clear Magic for all your bowling ball cleaning needs. Clear Magic. Today. And today only. Twice.
It's like if only that was like double grip sack, because it would have been.
Oh, no, grip sack, whammy.
We don't have any protocol for clear magic. That's
No,
just
we don't. It's just Clear Magic.
is
You
it.
win, Eric. Sorry that if you don't like the Clear Magic. But
Am I just consistent? Is that what it is? I mean, it is. Someone says better than a whammy. That is true. It's better than a whammy.
That's right. At least you're gonna get something.
Yeah, you're gonna get something.
Nothing, Danny.
Better than nothing.
That's
For
right. Funsies,
if we did have a clear magic, what would your last one have been? I don't know. You're getting clear magic, but
you're getting Clear Magic, Eric. He said thanks. I lost you. What'd you do? Can't hear you. I can't hear you. You know, that's good.
Are we there?
Yeah, now you are. What happened?
I spun it so hard, I hit the cord and it pulled the power right out of the back. So
he would have got a grip sack.
Clear
Magic grip sack.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I pulled
this was not a prize-filled day, but
it's what it is. So I'll reach out to you after the show and get your shipping address for Clear Magic, the plant-based ball cleaner.
Clear Magic for all your ball cleaning needs.
Well, it's been a great show.
It's been a great show. At least we think it is. Come on, guys, give us some ideas for great shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them in the comment section on YouTube, and we'll read them.
Yeah, we'll read them, and then we'll try. If a topic is good, we'll do it. We'll do it.
We'll use it. Otherwise, we'll just pick our own topics. Like
maybe if we pick a topic, we'll send you a grip sack.
No.
What's
with this Wii stuff?
Nick will send you a grip sack. When are these cameras coming in?
I gotta check. I just got here, so I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, hopefully,
good deal.
Hopefully, they're soon.
I forgot to change the clock on my wall. Does that mean I can go home now?
Yeah, that's no problem.
All right.
Just make sure you put in. Just make sure you put in for your PTO. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Don't want the PTO police to come knocking on your door.
No.
That's worse than the Reno Intent Police.
Reno Intent Police. Can I help you?
All right. Well, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Playing them wrong. All right. We'll see you guys.
Go Dodgers back to back.
Whatever.